Hi, today I'm with Amorelang Kupa. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Thank you so much for agreeing to chat with me today. My name is Andre Mashuana, and I'm currently working on a school project that focuses on understanding challenges in community waste management, especially people's real experiences and frustrations. Now, the goal is to just gather insights, not to sell or promote anything, and your answers will only be used on this research assessment. Would you mind if I record our conversation for accuracy and also take notes while we are speaking?
No, I don't mind. You have the permission to record our conversation.
To start off, could you tell me a little about your daily experience with waste disposal or recycling in your home, business, or neighborhood?
Sure. In my neighborhood, I live in Hillbrow, Johannesburg, and I think as many people are aware that it is a very unpleasant place to live in because of the littering and the trash that fills the streets. And in contrast, I would think in the university that I go to, Wits University, there's a lot of uh, I could say efficient waste management, right? So I think that if we could adopt those initiatives in the community of Hillbrow, it would be a better and more pleasant place to stay in.
So Mr. Cooper, so what is a specific problem that you have encountered when dealing with trash or recycling?
Okay, so I think when dealing with trash and recycling, there isn't enough initiatives that are put in place to encourage people to recycle. As I've said earlier, in my community, there isn't a lot of trash bins. For example, if you're walking down the streets, there isn't a trash bin for you to throw your trash in, right? And if you look at like your surroundings and you see that it's very dirty and there's trash everywhere, you will most likely throw your trash on the ground like everyone else. So I say the specific problems would be that not enough people are, you know, taking initiative to actually uh, deal with waste better, like better waste management. Also to add on that point, I think, like I said, in my community, most people don't take initiative to sort their waste. So you don't have uh, specific trash bins that are meant for recyclable material. You don't have trash bins for organic matter, plastic, and paper. So I think if we had those options, then more people would use them.
Okay, wow. So, Mr. Cooper, have you tried any methods to better manage your waste?
Yeah, I think I have actually a method that I use to try and sort my waste. So in my room, the room that I live in, I sort my waste into organic material and actually plastic and papers, right? So I think that makes a difference because when it is time to collect the trash or for the waste management system here at the residence that I live in, I think it makes the job better for them to actually be able to sort the waste rather than just clumping everything together.
Uh, so, in your opinion, what is the most frustrating part of the current waste management system?
I'd say besides actually not putting in measures to sort our waste, it takes a lot of time. Like the maintenance is very slow. So by if the waste management people collect trash today, it would take them at least another month or two to, for the cycle to repeat. So until then, I'm confused as to what we are supposed to be doing with our waste. So I think that's one of the things that, leads to the trash, overflowing in the streets.
Uh, what would an ideal waste management or recycling system look like for you?
So I'd say it would be something that tackles the issues that I've mentioned before. So firstly, I'd say it would be actually putting in place systems that sort our trash into different recyclable materials like paper, plastic, and organic waste, right? And the second one, I think it would be like better maintenance in terms of like time. So they should like collect trash from the neighborhood regularly in order to avoid it, overflowing in the streets. Because if they don't do that, then where is the trash supposed to go, right? So I think that's what leads to people littering and all that stuff. So I think if they manage their time better in terms of like collecting the trash, then it would be, a sufficient and efficient method to tackle the problem.
If a new waste management solution were introduced, what would make you more likely to adopt or support them?
So I'd say actually in a conversation I was having with my friend earlier on, we were talking about how clean our campus was. So we thought about the things, or what motivates us to, you know, not litter and actually use the systems put in place for waste management. So we thought, okay, if there are certain initiatives that are actually put in place for better waste management, then we are more likely to also take part in those initiatives. And I think if more people were actually engaging in these initiatives, then more and more people would also be motivated, because no one wants to be the black sheep or whatever. No one wants to be left out. So I think if people saw that other people were taking place in the initiative, then they would most likely also be prompted to do it too.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much, Amogelang Cooper. Thank you. Thank you once again for sharing your thoughts with me. Your inputs are extremely helpful. Is there anything else you'd like to add about what experiences or ideas to improve waste management?
I think from a TikTok video that I actually saw, apparently in Sweden, they convert their waste into energy. So I'd say, put into context, if we look at our country where we struggle with both waste management and energy, if we also took that initiative, it would be a very efficient method of tackling both issues.
Hi, today I'm with Charmaine Ngadimeng. Charmaine Ngadimeng, thank you so much for agreeing to chat with me today. My name is Andre Mashwana, and I'm currently working on a school project that focuses on understanding challenges in community waste management, especially people's real experience and frustrations. The goal is to just gather insights, not to sell or promote anything. This should take around 10 to 15 minutes. Your answers will only be used for this research assessment. Is it okay to take notes while we speak? And also, would you mind if I record our conversation for accuracy?
It's okay.
And then, to start off, could you tell me a little about your daily experience with waste disposal or recycling in your home or neighborhood?
Okay, staying here in Doorfontein, not the new site, the old one. We are really exposed to a lot of waste that is disposed and then that is not cleaned very well. So it's not really good, man.
Okay, I hear you. So, what is a specific problem that you have encountered when dealing with trash or recycling? Oh my
Okay.
God, wait.
Okay, I think like the problem I have encountered with recycling is basically having limited faculties that actually recycle the material. Here in South Africa, we have like less people or faculties who actually like do recycling or take materials that are disposed and recycle them like to reuse and other things. So I think like that's the hugest problem that I've encountered. Lahore, there's also like people not being aware about like what is recycling and then how can actually like disposed material can affect their health or their well-being. So basically I think like the huge problem is having less faculties and then lack of awareness around the neighborhood and then black people in general.
So, Charmaine, have you tried any method to better manage your waste?
Uh, Yes, I think I have tried to like manage my waste better because like living here away from home you have to learn like certain things by yourself. So one of the things I have learned is that like before putting anything in the trash can, you have to put a plastic in it first so that like the contaminants of that thing like they don't get they don't become like left in the bottom of that thingy of your like trash can. In this way like basically you'll be making sure where like your trash can is always clean, and then the things you disposed you can easily like take them out and then take them to the larger dustbin. hmm and then yeah.
Yeah, okay, I hear you. I hear you. So, in your opinion, what is the most frustrating part of the current waste management system?
Okay, so we do have like municipality people who do come take trash cans right at the door and all that. But then the most frustrating part about it is that like some months or some week they take like way too long to actually like come and then take your waste and all that. Like you can go like probably 2 weeks with like a waste that you have held in your house for like probably 3 to 4 weeks. Like some months they don't come like at all, and then some months they do come. They keep up with the consistency, but some months they don't come. So like that is the most frustrating thing with the current management system. Or why are they not consistent with their pickups? Yeah, I think that's all.
Um, so, what would an ideal waste management or recycling system look like for you?
I think an ideal system that can one use to manage their waste is basically have a system that they can incorporate in their daily life, like something that you can do on your daily basis, and then that is like something that you can easily involve anyone in like doing. Make it like accessible to your kids, to your siblings, to your mother, like something that everyone can engage in and they can do basically on their daily basis. This can be by putting like trash cans whereby you can put like different materials in it. Like you can label each one to be like place plastics in this, place papers, place tins and all that. Yeah, and that's all.
So, if a new waste management solutions were introduced, what would make you more likely to adopt or support them?
Um, what will make me more likely to adopt or support a new management system is like if they incorporate the characteristics or like the characteristics or the traits that I have mentioned in my ideal waste management system. Like if it is something that I can like do every day on a daily basis without like putting much more effort into it, I think like it will be way much better for me to actually adapt to that system. Yeah.
Um, have you noticed any positive changes or good examples of waste management that you think should be used more widely?
So I've realized already there are people where if like you put your trash can outside, right, like a plastic full of trash, there are people who actually like come and then take like your tins, your plastics, your papers, and then they'll take those materials and then they'll go recycle them and do other things with it. So like I think that's something that should be widely used or like done often by people. And then another one is that like when people are doing using like plastics to actually like create certain materials. I've seen like people who create dolls, mats from plastics and all that. So I think like that's one of the things that can be used more often to actually recycle and reduce waste.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Charmaine. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with me. Your inputs are extremely helpful. Is there anything else you'd like to add about your experience or ideas for improving waste management?
Basically, what I would like to add is that you should do a campaign or anything that will actually like spread awareness based on like waste management, recycling, keeping your environment clean, and then like sustainably just using like materials and all that.
Thank you once again. Hi, thank you so much for agreeing to chat with me today. My name is Andre Mashuana, and I'm working on a school project that focuses on understanding challenges in community waste management, especially people's real experience and frustration. The goal is to just gather insights, not to sell or promote anything. This should take around 10 to 15 minutes. Your answers will only be used for this research assessment. Is it okay to take notes while speaking?
Yes, it is okay.
To start off, could you tell me a little about your daily experience with waste disposal or recycling in your home or neighborhood?
The waste disposal is so bad because there are areas where you can literally pass where there is too much trash and they don't clean it and it gets very smelly on the streets.
Okay. Can you tell me more about that?
Okay, it's because you'd find people that throw away nappies where people pass in the public. They don't use public toilets or an area where you can dispose all of that, so it gets really bad. Yes.
Right, that's tragic, eh?
Yes, it is tragic.
So tell me, what specific problem do you encounter when dealing with trash or recycling?
The problem is that you'd wake up in the morning and once you go to school and then you just find the environment not welcoming because it has a very bad smell in the morning. Yes.
Okay, have you tried any method to better manage your waste?
Yes, I have a method that I tried to use to manage my waste because, okay, the one that didn't work is just, you see a dustbin, right? And then I just put the trash inside without putting a plastic bag. So in that way, um, you'd have to wash the bin more regularly. But then if I put the plastic bag, yeah, the disposal bag, and then I just take out the plastic, and then yes, that's efficient.
So in your opinion, what is the most frustrating part of the current waste management system?
Okay, so we have in our communities we have trucks that collect trash every second week, right? So that system is bad because you'd find that the trash has accumulated so much that it gets out of hand and there'd be more trash lying around in public because they come after a while. They are not consistent with collecting the trash after every 2 weeks. They take time. It can even get to up to 4 weeks.
Um, what is an ideal? Okay, what would an ideal waste management or recycling system look like for you?
If the collecting trash system, like the business, they were consistent with their work, and if they do not come, they could at least bring people to clean the place up so that it does not become a mess.
True. Now, if new waste management solutions were introduced, what would make you more likely to adopt or support them?
If they made each person responsible for the cleanliness of their yards, even like in front the surrounding areas. And then if they fail to make it tidy within a week, then they get fined because they're not adhering to community rules that state that you have to keep your surroundings clean.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with me. Your input is extremely helpful. Is there anything else you'd like to add about your experience or idea for improving waste management? I'll really appreciate your time.
No, this is it from me, and thank you for your time as well and allowing me the opportunity to share my thoughts.
Thank you again. Thank you once again. Hi, today I'm with Jonzo Vuma. Thank you so much for agreeing to chat with me today. My name is Andre Mashwana, and I'm currently working on a school project that focuses on understanding challenges in community waste management, especially people's real experience and frustrations. The goal is to just gather insights, not to sell or promote anything. Your answers will only be used for this research assessment. Is it okay uh, to record while we talk?
Yes, it's okay.
To start off, could you tell me a little about your daily experience with waste disposal or recycling in your home, business, or neighborhood?
Currently, waste disposal and recycling have been a very bit of a challenge. Especially, I can say not only in my neighborhood, but as on South African neighborhood as a whole, um, because it has become more expensive, and people dispose or litter everywhere, and this causes a large sum of environmental pollution, which is bad for the environment and bad for the um, animals, I can say, and all the living things on the planet, or like I can say maybe terrestrial animals.
True. Now, tell me about like a specific problem that you have encountered when dealing with trash or recycling.
So, what I've encountered is that people of, or can say citizens of South Africa, are confused what is to be recycled and what is not to be recycled, right? And because of this, many people, like, the bins overflow, and when it's become a little windy, the environment becomes very contaminated, and because of this, lot of diseases uh develop, I can say, like cholera, because this most of this trash, or I can say, they run to the nearest, maybe rivers, so they are very very bad. That's
Okay. So tell me, have you tried any method to better manage your waste?
Yes, we have tried to start, maybe I can say, NGOs and programs where the community goes out and collect waste to remove or limit the waste and support people who recycle, and this have kind of worked, and because like it did reduce the waste on the street and on the environment. What didn't work is that we contacted the government, and they barely came to collect the waste for the recycling, and we didn't have enough transport to carry this waste to the recycling facilities. I think that didn't what this is what didn't work.
That was a very thoughtful idea. So now tell me, in your opinion, what is the most frustrating part of the current waste management system?
From my perspective, the most frustrating thing is that when you take the waste into the recycling or into the recycling facilities, we are not sure that they are actually being recycled, because they are not very transparent. They don't show you the exact end results, or what we have recycled is this into this, or they just take their thing, the waste that you have given them, and throw it into another dump place again, or another trash place again. So this is what's frustrating again.
Okay, okay. And then what would an ideal waste management or recycling system look like for you?
Firstly, I would say like we should like have the specific locations where waste or allocated like maybe locations where waste will be dumped or where trash would be dumped, right? And to be specific more with what kind of a trash to be dumped where. This will limit the confusion in people where to dump plastics, glasses, and other materials. And there should be a discount on recycling facilities so that people can be more motivated to go and recycle waste. Secondly, the government trucks should be there to pick up waste daily. This will limit more and bins, trash bins to like over to be more than usual to avoid pickups and any trash lingering around the environment.
Okay. So, if a new waste management solutions were introduced, what would make you more likely to adopt or support them?
Oh, sorry, pardon, I didn't hear that clearly.
I said if a new waste management solutions were introduced, what would make you more likely to adopt or support them?
Okay, I'll start by the support part, right? We all know that we want a better living space. We want a better South Africa. We want a better vision for the next generation, right? And we must think for them. So, what will make me support them is that make the current generation and the current people or the citizens aware of this new solutions so that they can also support, they can also engage in this new solution to just push on solving the problems. I will make sure that um, new apps and affordable and free tools can be used and like providing bins, composters, pickup services. I would be much more willing to adopt to it, right? And let's go to the other part of the equation, which is the what, the adoption. For adopting to the part, I would say I would make sure that I dump waste more clearly on the allocated spacing pace so that I can adopt that waste need to be dumped there and get used to it.
Um, to round off, I have one last question. Have you noticed any positive changes or good examples of waste management that you think should be used more widely?
Yes, I have seen like maybe say I can say governmental programs like CWP and EWP, which were started like recently 5 years ago, which are like the group of community people who collects waste daily. I can say in like not during the weekend but between the weekdays. These have improved the waste and the trash around the communities, and this it I have seen a big and a huge different and a huge positive impact these have made to the waste management.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Vuma. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with me. Your input is extremely helpful. Is there anything else you'd like to add about your experience or ideas for improving waste management?
Yes, I can help that. We can contact the government or the local municipalities to engage more on this and start NGOs and start groups to start collecting waste, make posters, make flyers to for our people to support these for our clean environment and communities.
Thank you once again. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi. Today I'm with Bukale Khabo Jr. Hi, Bukhale.
Yeah, what's good?
Thank you so much for agreeing to chat with me today. My name is Andri Mashuana, and I'm currently working on a school project that focuses on understanding challenges on community waste management, especially people's real experience and frustrations. The goal is to just gather insights, not to sell or promote anything, and your answers will only be used for this research assessment. Would you mind if I record our conversation for accuracy and also take notes while we're talking?
Positive. Positive. I don't mind. Yeah.
To start off, could you tell me a little about your daily experience with waste disposal or recycling in your home, business, or neighborhood?
In the neighborhood that I'm in, I see a lot of disregard to the environment with regards to recycling and trash. You see now, the neighborhood that I'm in, um, people tend to have ideologies or adopt ideologies that the next person will do the job, which is a very nonsensical mentality to have, because we live in a neighborhood where it's very resourceful to the economy. You know, we have a lot of minerals, so we should be adopting very good methods to proper manage our environment, recycling wise and trash wise. Yes.
Um, so, what is the specific problem that you have encountered when dealing with trash or recycling?
Um, the specific problems that I encountered were having to deal with people not willing to take responsibility for their own trash. People do not want to recycle. People want a certain individual to take responsibility, to take the initiative for their own trash. So that becomes a problem because now everyone is adopting this mentality, which is going to be very detrimental to our environment and deteriorate. That deteriorates our environment because now one individual who has a sensible mentality is going to have to carry a lot of individuals on his back, on his or her own back. So that will lead to the environment deteriorating.
Uh, have you tried any method to better manage your waste?
That's a good question. Yes, I have. What worked and what didn't? Is that so? So what I once tried or try to do every day, I still do. I try to separate, distinguish my trash from the ones that can be recycled and the ones that cannot be recycled. The ones that can be, I separate them, two bins, two different bins. Now the ones that can be recycled, I take them to hands where they will be recycled, hands that will be dealt with, where it will be dealt with, you know, in a sense that will be bettering the environment or the economy if need be, you know. Conversely, the ones that cannot be recycled, you see, that works. The ones that can be recycled works. What doesn't work is the one that cannot be recycled, because now I take that to the bin, the main bin, the big bin, right? And then what happens is that it doesn't reach, the trash doesn't reach the proper hands. It doesn't get disposed. It doesn't get burned. What ends up happening is we end up seeing trash being disposed on the environment, thus causing environment pollution, thus causing atmospheric pollution.
water pollution, because sometimes they dispose them in water, sometimes they dispose them in air. You see, we see pollution as a whole. Doesn't matter the department. Yes.
In your opinion, what is the most frustrating part of the current waste management system?
My leader, the most frustrating part about the current waste management system is that there are trucks that are put out to go collect trash. Ones that cannot be recycled and the ones that can be recycled separately. So the ones that cannot be recycled, I've seen that happening. They take time. Should I say they take time, or they need to be reminded first, because they don't collect waste repeatedly or consistently, right? You may find that they skip weeks, and what does that do? It adds more waste on the environment. You see, it's almost as if like they need to be reminded to come fetch waste, which is the most frustrating part, because this is a very valuable environment in the country. It's the capital of the country. It should be the pride of the country. It should be taken care of, because in my opinion, of course, I believe is the neighborhood that generates generates economy, generates income, generates jobs. You see, so I think the waste management system should pull up their socks and ensure a better, conducive, healthy living environment for the city that we're in.
What would an ideal waste management or recycling system look like for you?
That's a good question, which I believe it's a secondary question to the question above. So, an ideal waste management or recycling system looks like this for me. It looks like more individuals are assigned jobs to clean the streets, to clean waste, to clean the environment. More trucks are assigned to collect waste consistently. They are consistent with their job. Consistency means that more streets will be clean. The environment will be healthy. The environment will be conducive. Thus, making what? Life easier for those that live or reside in that environment, my leader.
If a new waste management solutions were introduced, what would make you more likely to adopt or support them?
Since this question does not specify on which solutions are introduced, any type of solution to mitigate this problem that we're in, I am 100% behind. I am going to support the solutions, because what are they doing? They are trying to mitigate, they're trying to help, they're trying to disintegrate this conundrum that we're in. I think that's just pretty much it.
All right. Have you noticed any positive changes or good examples of waste management that you think should be used more widely?
Yes, I think I have. I think I have noticed some good examples of waste management systems or practices. There are my leader. There are in certain cities, certain areas. They practice what I have just preached. They practice what I have just preached. they are not negligent of the environment. They take the environment seriously. Right. I'll make examples with areas like Braamfontein, areas like Sandton. They take the initiative. I know there are areas which has more capital to proper fund the resources, the systems. But I think that if the economy can adapt or watch or see what other areas are doing to keep their areas safe, clean, healthy, conducive, I think they should adapt to that and they should try to use that more widely to the whole country, not just this neighborhood. Yes, I think that's it.
All right. I want the background to show the disgusting things. Thank you, Mr. Abukhale. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with me. Your inputs are really extremely helpful. No, so is there anything anything else you would like to add about your experience or ideas to improve waste management?
I mean, this predicament is bigger than myself. It's bigger than just an individual who has an input or an opinion. But if authoritative people with authority, people with context could hear what I have to say, they could try to exploit the idea that to separate the recyclable objects with the non-recyclable objects, to separate them and to ensure that those that are non-recyclable, they are proper disposed, they are proper burnt, they are proper deleted, and those that are recyclable, they are proper recycled to make new material, and all those sorts of stuff. So I think, I mean, like collaboratively, we can do this, man. Like it's not a train smash that much. Yes.
Yeah, thank you once again, Mr. Bukhali. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hi, today I'm with Kimoratile Nkadimeng. Hi, Kimoratile.
Hey, Andrew.
Thank you so much for agreeing to chat with me today. My name is Andre Mashuana and I'm currently working on a school project that focuses on understanding challenges in community waste management, especially people's real experiences and frustrations. The goal of this interview is to gather insights, not to sell or promote anything, and your answers will only be used for this research assessment. Would you mind if I record our conversation while we speak?
Yes, of course.
To start off, could you tell me a little about your daily experience with waste disposal or recycling in your home, business, or neighborhood?
Okay, so currently I'm staying at Res, and the management of trash is actually good because they gave us bins in our rooms whereby we can actually throw everything in that, and then there is Tuesdays whereby they come and take the trash and then they give us new plastics where we can actually throw the stuff. It's a weekly thing. Every week they come collect and then they give us a new plastic so that we can actually continue throwing in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, what a specific problem that you have encountered when dealing with trash or recycling?
So when we're dealing with trash, for now, I do not really have problems currently where I'm staying. But then when I'm at home, the problem is when now I don't know where to throw my stuff because it's in rural areas, and then you just basically throw everything anywhere, which is not good. And then in terms of recycling, we do not have more information based on that, so we do not really know where to recycle and yeah, those type of things.
Okay. So like the problem is to you don't have enough. Yeah, not like you don't have enough information.
Yeah, like we've never been taught anything about like we've been taught, but in terms of coming and just tell us more information if you want to recycle, where to go, what to do, like they never tell us anything like that.
And then on your side, have you tried any methods to better manage your waste? And if yes, what worked and what didn't work?
Okay, so I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna focus on rural areas where I used to stay, or where I'm staying. So we basically just make some sort of, I won't say holes, but we do dig a hole, sort of a huge hole where we dump everything in there. So it is working, but there are some sort of disadvantages. For example, after throwing our trash in there might be a rain, and then the water is just gonna actually take the trash somewhere, maybe like spread it around the yard, and that could actually be a lot of work for us to actually try to
And
clean.
so Kimu, in your opinion, would you what is the most frustrating part of the current waste management system?
So, in my own opinion, this current waste management system is actually good. The problem is when now the services are not proper. For example, taking a long time to actually get rid of the stuff, because as you can see, the population is increasing. There are like a lot of people, and now the trash they get full very fast. So I was thinking that maybe they could actually try to, you know, increase the savers time, maybe coming twice um, a week instead of once a week, so that the trash can actually be cleaned more frequently. Yeah.
What would an ideal waste management or recycling system look like for you?
For me is making sure that the savers are proper, like I said before, that giving us frequent services is actually much more better. So I believe that when we say we have an ideal waste management and recycling system, is whereby in terms of recycling, we are given enough information so that we can be able to recycle if we can, or we can be able to go where they are recycling, so that our trash can be recycled. And then in terms of management system, making sure that these bins that are like put on the streets, they are frequently cleaned, so that every time when we want to throw our stuff, we do not find them full and then they just end up being on the floor. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And then, if a new waste management solutions were introduced, what would make you more likely to adopt or support them?
Okay, so what will make me actually likely to adopt or support them is actually thinking for our health, because, and also thinking for the health of the environment as a whole, that we need to keep the environment clean. So anything that will help us keep the environment clean and also living organisms clean, I will actually support that. So this is actually just making sure that everything is healthy, the environment, the people. So anything that will actually make that happen, I will support. So I will actually support those because
Okay.
of that.
And then, have you noticed any positive changes or good examples of waste management that you think should be widely, like should be used more widely?
Um, Actually, yes. You see, in our households, they just usually tell us to, like, maybe they say every Sunday there's gonna be a truck that's gonna collect the trash in our gates and all the stuff. I think that's actually a very effective method. If they just continue doing that, I think um everything will be fine. All we have to do is just take our trash, put it on our gates, the truck comes and collect everything. I wish that method could actually be utilized also in rural areas, which is a place where we are more disadvantaged, because these things are not really introduced. So if they could actually try to, introduce that method in different areas, regardless of whether it's a rural or maybe it's an urban area, that would be nice.
Okay, thank you for your time. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. Your inputs are extremely helpful. So, tell me, is there anything else you'd like to add about your experience or ideas for improving waste management?
Yes, actually, I think it's actually something that's I think people might not think about it, but if you just look at it in a different view, you see that new generation, like we are having new generations, newborns and everything, young kids. I believe that if we actually try to teach them how to manage waste, whatever that we are doing right now to actually keep the environment clean, we should also try to teach them so that they grow up knowing that throwing waste anywhere is actually wrong, and then in that way we can actually improve the society and also improving the health of the environment and of people.
Thank you once again. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.
Thank you.